إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن نبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. I welcome all of you once again, and I hope that you are all well and your loved ones, your family members. We'll continue bi'idhnillahi ta'ala in preparation, making preparation for the month of Ramadan so that we can take advantage of this great opportunity. And inshallah, by continue reading from Kitab al-Siyam, the book of fasting, from al-Sharh al-Mumti', the explanation of Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah ta'ala, on the book Zad al-Mustaqna. This is class number 11. We stopped at the point when the Shaykh was explaining what is upon the pregnant and the breastfeeding women who do not fast. And this is a very famous matter, and a lot of, especially women, men they ask about, on behalf of their mothers and wives and daughters and the like. What should they do? The women who she's pregnant or breastfeeding and they did not fast, what is upon them? We mentioned that there is few opinions from the ulama. Some they say there is nothing upon them except to feed a poor person for each day. Other opinion says they should make up the days. Others they said they should make up the days, and if they are afraid for their babies, then they have to feed a poor person. قال الشيخ والقول بأنه يلزمهما القضاء فقط دون الإطعام، قال هذا القول أرجح الأقوال عندي. قال لأن غاية ما يكون أنهما كالمريض والمسافر فيلزمهما القضاء فقط. So the Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala, when he brought this difference of opinions, he says that the sound opinion to him is that the pregnant woman, if she cannot fast, because some pregnant women, mashallah, the doctor tell them, look, you can fast. But if this says, no, it's not good for you, or it's not good for the baby or the fetus, then all they have to do, if they break the fast, they have to make up the same exact days. If they didn't fast the entire Ramadan, then they have to make up an entire month after the month of Ramadan. They don't have to do it immediately, but they have a whole year until before the next Ramadan. No. ثم ذكر الشيخ مسألة أخرى، وهو إفطار من يفطر الشخص لمصلحة الغير. The Sheikh mentioned, for example, if someone has to break the fast to help somebody else, to benefit somebody else. Somebody is fasting, but then it was requested from him to do something, but he cannot do it unless if he break his fast, because he's weak himself. Can he break the fast? نعم, yes. مثال ذلك من مثال الإفطار لمصلحة الغير إنقاذ غريق، أن يسقط رجل معصوم في الماء ولا يستطيع أن يخرجه إلا بعد أن يفطر هو يشرب الماء مثلا، فنقول اشرب وانقذه. An example, somebody is drowning, and then there's a person fasting and he's weak himself, but they said, hey, won't you help him? He says, I'm fast, I can't. In this case, if he has to break his fast and drink some water, for example, to get some strength and the like, it's permissible, and he has to make up that day after Ramadan. كذلك إطفاء الحريق كان يقول لا أستطيع أن أطفئ الحريق حتى أشرب. A person, for example, there is a fire, intense fire, and it's very hot, and they're like, listen, we need help. You gotta come and help us. He's like, I can't, man, I'm thirsty. In this case, he can break his fast, this person, for that purpose. Drink some water and help the people to put the fire out, and he has to make up that day. قال الشيخ لكن في هذه الحالة الذي أفطر لإنقاذ غريق أو لإطفاء حريق هل له أن يأكل ويشرب بقية اليوم? Now the Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, he brings a mas'ala. He says, now let's say a person by Dhuhr time, for example, he has to break the fast to save a drowning person or to help in and aid in a fire. Now, later on, alhamdulillah, it took a few minutes, for example, and half an hour, the person is already out of the water. So what does that person do? Can he eat the rest of the day, meaning, or he has to stop until Maghrib? قال الجواب نعم له أن يأكل ويشرب بقية اليوم. Now, so the answer is yes, it's permissible for that person to eat the rest of the day. If he wants to eat something, to drink something, it's okay. لأنه أذن له في فطر هذا اليوم, because he was given permission to break the fast that day. وإذا أذن له في فطر هذا اليوم صار هذا اليوم في حقه من الأيام التي لا يجب إمساكها فيبقى مفطرا إلى آخر النهار. So since he's given a permission to break the fast in that day, then that day it's for him. No, he's not fasting. He's not fasting, and because he still have to make up the day. اليمين, right hand. حياكم الله. نعم. حياكم الله. نعم. وكذلك مثال آخر، مثال ثالث، لو أن شخصا احتيج إلى دمه بحيث أصيب رجل آخر بحادث ونزف دمه. Now he says, for example, in another example, if they ask you to donate blood, for example, you're fasting, somebody who's in a car accident lost a lot of blood, and you're the person that have his type, same type, and they say, hey, same type, we need some blood, man, this person is in real trouble. In this case, yes. أي نعم. إذا قيل له إن دم هذا الصائم يصلح له وإن لم يتدارك هذا المريض قبل الغروب فإنه يموت فله أن يأذن في استخراج دمه من أجل إنقاذ المريض ويفطر بناء على القول الراجح. So the accident took place in the morning, Dhuhr time, Asr, before Maghrib, and they told him we need blood ASAP right now. He's not going to say, well, after Maghrib come. The Sheikh said after Maghrib may be too late for that person. In this case, yes, he can break his fast and donate blood. مسألة هنا, the ulama, they mentioned that side point, but this is for to donate blood, because when you donate blood, they take a significant amount from your body. The ulama, they mentioned as for the blood for tests, like sometimes you go to the doctor and says we need some blood work, and they take maybe like one little tube, you see how small, like the size of the finger, or two of them. Those they do not break the fast because it's small and not a significant amount. But when you go there and donate blood, they extract a lot of blood from your body, and the ulama, they mentioned that weakens the body, and therefore you break the fast in that case if there is a need for it. But if the person doesn't need the blood immediately and can wait until after Maghrib, that's what you do. But if they says no, this is serious, this is urgent, This person cannot wait, man. Then in this case, alhamdulillah, you break your fast, donate the blood, and make up the day, and you get a great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهنا تنبيه قول المؤلف رحمه الله أطعمة لكل يوم مسكينة ظاهره أن الإطعام واجب على الحامل والمرضع وهو ظاهر أثر ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما. He says when Imam al-Hijawi in his matn in Zad al-Mustaqna, he says, because he mentioned that the women, pregnant women and breastfeeding, if they are afraid for themselves and the babies, the fetus and the baby, not only do they make up the days, but also they feed. He said when he says they, he goes back to the pregnant woman and the breastfeeding woman. He says actually الإطعام واجب على من تلزمه النفقة. The feeding here is not upon the women, it's upon the person that is responsible of those baby and the fetus, meaning the husband. فمثلا إذا كان الأب موجودا فالذي يطعم الأب لأنه هو الذي يلزمه الإنفاق على ولده دون الأم. If this woman, she's pregnant and the husband she's still married, she's not divorced, or that's the man, that's his son. She's pregnant with his son, she's breastfeeding his son, so he's the one who has to feed. It comes from his money, not from hers. فعلى هذا لا نخاطب الأم إلا بالصيام فقط وأما الإطعام فنخاطبه الأب. He says, so therefore in this case, if the pregnant woman, break the fast, and she has, based on the opinion that they said she has to feed a per person or for each day, so the fasting is upon her. She's the one that have to make up the days. As for the feeding of poor people, that's fall on the father of the fetus, or the father of the child, the baby who is breastfeeded. قال ولو أن الأب لم يطعم فليس على الأم في ذلك إثم. So the Shaykh says, what if the father says, I'm not doing it? There is nothing against the woman, no sin upon her, because he's the one who's responsible of that. So انتهينا من هذه المسألة، مسألة المرأة الحامل والمرأة المرضع إذا أفطرتا ماذا عليهما. الذي رجحه الشيخ هو القضاء فقط، عليهما القضاء لا إطعام. So we finish with that point about the pregnant and the breastfeeding women. If they broke the fast and they didn't fast the entire Ramadan or half of it or some of it, what is upon them? What the Shaykh he mentioned to be the sound opinion is that they make up the days only. They do not have to feed anything or any poor. All they have to do is to make up the days. Another point, مسألة أخرى ومن نوى الصوم ثم جن أو أغمي عليه جميع النهار ولم يفق جزءا منه أي من النهار لم يصح صومه لا إن نام جميع النهار ويلزم المغمى عليه القضاء فقط. Here the Shaykh is going to break it down. Shaykh Ibn Uthaymeen, this point here is about a person who have the intention to fast but then became majnoon, lost his sanity, became insane the entire day, or he fall unconscious, hit his head, accident, and fall unconscious, and he did not regain his consciousness or sanity in any part of that day. The madhab here, it says that fasting is not sound. Okay? They said, however, the one who fall unconscious has to make up the day. قال قوله فقط في عبارة هذه فيه شيء من الخلل لأن قوله فقط يوهم أن المراد بلا إطعام وليس هذا هو المراد بل المراد أن المغمى عليه من بين هؤلاء الثلاثة هو الذي يلزمه القضاء فقط، ولهذا لو قال ويلزم المغمى عليه فقط القضاء لكان أبين. The Shaykh, he just corrected some grammar, okay, alhamdulillah, to highlight that from these people here that he mentioned, only the one who's unconscious, the one who has to make up the day, not the one who became insane, and the one who fall asleep the entire day. So we have three things here. ثلاثة أشياء متشابهة. We have three things here that the Shaykh mentioned, and they like similar. Al-Junun, someone who became insane, lost his sanity. Or so Al-Ighma, someone who became unconscious. Wal-Nawm, and someone who fall asleep the entire day. But the rulings differ. الأحكام تختلف. The rulings differ. أولا الجنون. The Shaykh is gonna start